In this nugget, I wanted to share with you some final thoughts and tips regarding both certification and real world application of the technologies that we've learned in this course. I remember hearing the saying that you shouldn't show up to a gunfight with a knife. Effectively, that means we're not prepared for that situation. And regardless of whether you're preparing for the real world or you're going for certification or both, I wanted to share with you a couple of thoughts on preparing for that. Number one, I would strongly recommend that you have available and downloaded and ready for use the online documentation from Cisco, specifically regarding the Identity Services Engine. They have both user guides and admin guides, and I would strongly recommend you get those. In this course, I've focused on version 1.2 of ICE. And as future versions roll out of ICE, the menus may change slightly, but the basic concepts are going to be very, very similar. I would also recommend that you have the network access device configuration guides if you're using a switch. I would recommend downloading and having available that exact documentation for that version of software that you're running on that switch. And if you are building a lab environment, which is a great idea to practice with the technologies, if you're not sure which features a switch or other network device supports from Cisco, you can go to Cisco's website, cisco.com/go/FN. And that FN stands for Feature Navigator. And it's there you can plug in the hardware you have, the version of software that you have, and that can assist you in validating which features exist on that platform with that software. And, my friend, that can save you a boatload of time, because we won't sit there trying to get a configuration to work if the commands and those features aren't supported on that platform we're working with. Additional content that you may want to review as well is the CBT Nuggets content regarding CCNA security and CCNA wireless. In CCNA security, it covers a lot of the basics regarding radius versus TACACS, and how TACACS is more granular for the authentication, the authorization, the accounting, where Radius lumps many of those features together. And the fact that Radius doesn't encrypt the full session between the client and the server, but it does encrypt passwords. On the other hand, TACACS encrypts the entire session between a TACACS client and a TACACS server. And in version 1.2, ICE only supports Radius, and as ICE evolves, it will incorporate more and more TACACS functionality as well. And the reason I added CCNA wireless to this list is because those nuggets include details regarding integration between a wireless LAN controller and the Identity Services Engine. And it's important to be aware of because the wireless LAN controller can do its own authentication on its local database, or it can refer to a Radius server such as ICE. And then working between an ICE server and a wireless LAN controller, the ICE server can send COA messages, the change of authorization. So we have the benefit of managing most of our environment through the ICE server, and then having our network access devices like the switch and our wireless LAN controllers, which are controlling our access points, do the enforcement of the policy that we've configured in ICE. And in my experience, the single largest bang for the buck, the biggest benefit comes when I practice the technologies in a safe and secure lab environment where if I blow something up, it doesn't damage the production network. And that practice is fantastic for real-world application as well as making sure we understand the concepts required for certification by Cisco. I have had a great time in both this nugget and in this entire course. And I look forward to spending time with you in additional nuggets as well. Meanwhile, I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.